So, you've decided to take on this adventure, this passion, this craft that I love, that I really truly hope you'll fall in love with, called project management. If you're new to the channel, I go by the name of ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, listen, I'll make it simple and easy for you. It's just simply Ed. Today's episode is entitled What No One Tells You About Starting a Career in Project Management. This is a nonsense guide to starting your journey. Again, what no one tells you about starting a career in project management, a nonsense guide to starting your career. If you're new to the channel, I have an 8, and I do mean an 8-point framework. You're going to want to stay to the end because I'm over delivering today. I have a bonus at the end, maybe 2. It all depends. But the point I'm trying to make, family, you really want to pay attention to what we're going to unpack here today. You mind if I tell you a story? You see, I accidentally got introduced into project management. This was not something I was looking forward to or something that really was on my radar. It just so happened that I partnered up with someone at the organization that I was working in, and because I was curious. Ooh, I like that word, curious. See, what curiosity does to you is you start asking questions. Is it more out there for me? Can I be more than what I am today? And so I started asking myself these questions. And plus, to add to it, I had a mentor that was also pushing me because I was just distressed. I mean, yes, I was grateful. Yes, I was thankful for what I was doing, able to feed my family, but I had a disdain. I had a distaste in actually what I was actually going after. So I went out with this gentleman, and I went out with him. And reason why I went out with him is because we had worked on something prior, and he had needed my assistance, and I was able. He loved how I was executing, so he said, "Hey, I'm in this particular field, and I would love if you would like to come model me." Ooh, see, that's another thing, family. See, now I get a chance, or I had a chance to model, or basically do what we call a sort of mini internship. So I went with this gentleman. We went out to the field, and as we're out there, he's talking to the different contractors at the facility, and I'm like, "Ooh, I like this." And so I pulled him aside afterwards, and I was like, "Do any of these guys report to you?" He was like, "No." I was like, "Man, you really showed your leadership skills." And I seen how it was sort of like some sales in there too, because the way you had to persuade them, to actually complete the work within a certain amount of time. And like, what's this thing called scope? So family, I say all that to say that this career that I've been able to be blessed with over a decade or more has really changed the way that I looked at things. See, when people look at project management, they only look at it from a standpoint of, oh, well, you just going to collect tasks. No, project management is not about collecting tasks. There's so many functionalities that's built in one that fits somebody like me, who is someone that's curious, that fits somebody like me that is always looking at the next thing, not the next shiny object. I've already been down that pathway. Maybe I'll make a video called the shiny object syndrome because I've lived it, and it just took until I found my thing, my niche, the thing that I love, personal development and project management, because these two are literally walking hand in hand. So let me get into the 8-point framework. I'm sorry about that long dried up, but you see, I get really passionate about this thing called project management. And at the end of this, if you're thinking about this career, I truly hope that you take a shot at it. I think that it's worth an opportunity to look at, because what do you have to lose? You can always go back to what you've been doing, because evidently what you've been doing hasn't got you where you need to go. Mm, mm, mm. I'm talking better than what I'm receiving right now, family. So what I'm trying to say to you, family, in so many words is, let's unpack this 8-point framework. Point number one: networking. I'm putting these together: networking and mentorship. As you know, family, we've changed up a Callaway how we unpack these steps, or I should say these frameworks. My 8-point framework, I want to add actionable steps, meaning things that you can take today and apply if you choose to. I don't want no longer for you just to watch the videos. Yes, I'm appreciative. Yes, I'm grateful that you've taken the time to watch me, but that is a conjunction. You know where we're on to go, but I'm going to stick to today's topic. We do need to understand that if you decide to get into this path, networking and mentorship is going to be a foundation. If you know anything about foundation, a house has to sit on a foundation. If you choose this career, you decide to go down these steps, you need to understand joining a professional project management association or attending events, or I got something for you. I created a school. And I created a school where it's a community. I just started it up. This right here will allow you an opportunity to not just ask me questions, but fellow people that decide to join in there right now, currently. Yes, this is a shameless plug, but I want to help as many people as I can get into this profession, or at least know if this profession is a fit for them, and give them the unfiltered truth, instead of telling them like, oh, well, yeah, just go read the PMBOK and then go take your test. No, 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 no. I want to be able to give unfiltered, have unfiltered conversations in which really help someone grow. So if you want to get into that, I have the link. I'll pin it at the top of the comments as well. For right now, it's for the first 100 people, and I may change that number. But right now, no, I'm not. First 100, because it's going to let me know where we stand. How many subscribers I have. Okay, whatever the amount of subscribers I have at the time of making this video is how many people I'm going to offer it to for free. At that point, when it reached that limit, is going to be a paid community. So right now, you probably want to get in where you fit in, because it's really going to be worth it. Because now you're going to be able to ask me questions directly. You may go on a job interview and you really want to know, hey, what happened there? Okay, I'm sorry with the shameless plug, but I'm not sorry. If you're new here as well, you've been watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure that you hit that like button and leave a comment if you have any questions. Let's get to the rest of this. All right, effective communication is crucial. You know, family, if I had to advise a up and coming project manager, or even a project manager, even in my current state, all the way down to 0 years, I would say create a channel. There's two mediums I would recommend. The first medium is, I would find something. If you're not somebody that wants to be on camera, or wants to yeah, be on camera, I would say probably do writing. But honestly, family, you need to do both, especially in these days and times where I've seen more meetings held virtually. And let's say if you're someone that's a traveling project manager, you may have meetings that's virtual, or you may be meeting with a contractor that's virtual because they couldn't come on site. So having the ability to be on camera, I wish I would have started this early, and I did start it and I stopped. But now I have a momentum and I refuse to quit, because I see that having the ability to be on camera is key in your career. The other piece is writing, blog writing, newsletter writing. Writing in general really helps you, and also copywriting, being able to include that, because you have to get people, when you're doing your meeting recaps or you're sending out a meeting, how can you arrest their attention to want to click on that email and get the proper response that you need. So I say all that to say, these are aspects of the communication piece. I told you I was going to tell you things that most people won't share with you, but I'm sharing them with you because I had two great opportunities where people reached out, and that really meant a lot to me. I should have thanked them in the beginning, but I'm thanking them now. Really, truly appreciate you guys reaching out and asking me CAPM questions. But if I had to start all over again, these are definitely some of the things that I would start doing. Point number 3, there's the importance of industry knowledge. Listen, whatever area you go into right now, I'm in cybersecurity. So if I was in financing, I would want to immerse myself in that industry, understand, attend webinars on finance type issues like crypto, whatever finance aspect you're in of it. Again, networking with professionals, and subscribe to the industry specific journals, newsletters, anything that you can get your hands on that's industry related, because family, this is going to help you as you're growing in your career, because you want to be able to take the industry knowledge along with the PMBOK applications. And the PMBOK stands for the project management body of knowledge. All right, let's move on to point number 4. Certifications can set you apart. Now listen, if this video was really meant for new project managers or people making the transition into project management. But there's going to be some pieces and some breadcrumbs that project managers with experience can also pick up. So let's get back to you, my new project manager or a project manager making a career transition into a new role. Enroll in certifications. The CAPM is a certification you can get without having the years of experience that is required versus with meaning like a PMP. So get that. You can go after the CSM, the Certified Scrum Master. That'll be another good certification to help you out. But here's my caveat. Here's my I don't know if that I don't know what that was. It just felt good at the time. But here's my thing. Just don't go get those certifications and just to get the certifications and don't take the knowledge that you're learning from the particular certification and apply. Because if you don't, it would have been a waste of your time because you'll be in an interview, and especially if they see you have a CAPM or Scrum, they may ask you questions around that area. And if you're unable to answer it because you only learned the textbook enough to get past the exam, that's not what we do here. We're integral as far as meaning that we're someone that we want to learn and hone our craft. I'm constantly working on my craft. I'm constantly learning. I'm going back. Matter of fact, starting next week and going back over the 49 processes and typing them out all again, like I used to do when I was prepping for the CAPM, or like I used to do when I was prepping for the PMP. We have to remind ourselves even when you get these certifications, you're not done yet. There's still more work to do. So let me move on to point number 5. Point number 5: understand project management tools. Okay, now I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, these are things that they're not going to tell you. There's no way, again, there is no way that you're going to know all of the project management tools because there are tools that are constantly coming out and constantly changing. However, there's an opportunity for you to be able to learn the frameworks of the tool. What do I mean by that? The framework of Microsoft Project and another one. What's an what's another good one? Microsoft Projects. I can't remember the other one. Sheets or something like that. I apologize, family. But the point I'm trying to make is that both of these tools offer a scheduling type program. I mean, they basically are around scheduling and dashboards. I think, and reason why this is important is because it's a scheduling type tool. So understanding the framework of scheduling is going to help you navigate those tools, and you're not going to be an expert on them because you may go to a company. Here's a quick story. I went to one company where they use okay, I remember Smart Sheets. So I know somebody was like, what was he? Yeah, so Smart Sheets. So I went to a company where they use Microsoft Project, the actual, it's almost like, and it was the enterprise version. So really love that. Then I went to an organization that they use Smart Sheets, another great tool. I mean, because what I loved about Smart Sheets as well, it was easier to navigate, meaning that it was like almost an Excel. It was like almost built like an Excel. But Microsoft Project is normally the standard tool for project managers, which is another, I still love that tool as well. But the whole point I'm trying to make, we can't get caught up into the tools because you still have to understand project management is human led, it's not tool led. Okay, you didn't get that. What I mean is, let me unpack that, family, is that you need to get better at the human interactions and focus here and there on the tools. You're going to need the tools, but if you're transitioning from different organizations, or even at your current organization, if they see a tool that is more encompassing, they may go with that tool versus a Microsoft Project or a Smart Sheets. So again, it's really up to the organization makes this decision because this may be a budget thing. I also been in organizations where I've shared this before where we use Excel sheets to track our project schedules and it was still effective. So So understanding the frameworks of what the particular tool does is going to help you take you farther. You're still going to need the training in it, which is awesome because now you're constantly learning and growing. All right, let's move on to point number 6. This is going to be key for you, family. If you don't listen to any point that I've described here, well, I want you to, hopefully you understood the communication, because you need that. That is foundational. But this right here, especially if you're new, I leveraged this technique when I was really first getting started in the business of project management. When I left that particular organization, and I didn't have the title of the project coordinator, and I was going for a project coordinator's position, I did this, which is point number 6, developing a portfolio of your work. Again, developing a portfolio of work, basically keeping documentation of what you worked on. Now, again, some of that information may be proprietary and you can't show it with other people. However, you want to document what you did, what role you played in the particular project, and have that available. I would recommend putting that into an actual PowerPoint slide, maybe a 1 or 2 slide. It would be really good for speaking, when you're interviewing, if you're leaving the organization. Now, if you're in the organization, then I would recommend, and you're going for a role of a project coordinator or project coordinator role within the current organization you're in, see if you could connect with the project manager, or if you guys have a PMO, see if you can connect with them so you can show them what you could bring to the PMO in leading particular projects, as far as either partnering up with a project manager or leading a project on your own. That is a very actionable step, family. By starting your portfolio and by documenting projects you've worked on, including, and watch this, family, because a lot of times we don't do this, even including the voluntary projects that you worked on, and update that regular, family. Just don't put one little thing in there and forget about it. No, document it and constantly looking at it, because it's also going to be a confidence booster for you. I'm not going to lie to you, family. When you get in this thing that I love, that I hope you fall in love with, called project management, sometimes people are not prepared to really walk through this thing. Okay, what are you saying? It sounds like you're giving me something like an African proverb or something. No, what I'm saying to you, family, is that you have to develop the mindset and the courage, because there's going to be many times that you're going to have to stand up to a stakeholder. If you watched any of my previous videos talking about conflict, and be able to articulate, because you know what you're doing, and it's because of the experience and the continuous learning that you've went through. So just having that courage and that ability, and not looking at yourself as an imposter. You're not an imposter. You've made it this far. So believe in yourself and trust in yourself. All right, point number 7, risk management is part of the job. Listen, here's an actionable step. First of all, create a risk management plan for a hypothetical project to understand the process. This is gonna help. Oh, man, I, this is some good stuff right here, family. I'm getting excited about it, because when you think about it, family, if you create a hypothetical risk register, this does is holds all your risk. And what you want to be able to do is understand, how would you handle this, as far as, would you accept it, would you transfer, would you mitigate it? So understanding a particular risk register really is key for you as a future project manager, as well as while you're a project coordinator. Point number 8. This is probably where I'm going to rub some feathers. I'm going to probably make some people feel uncomfortable. Well, that's what I came to do. Point number 8, certification versus experience. Now, listen, if you're starting new in this field, being able to get the CAPM is a for I want to say this, foundational piece to your career. But even though you get this CAPM, and I want to be honest, and transparent, more transparent than honest. Even though you get this CAPM, it is part of the journey, not the destination. I'll wait for you. Even though you get that CAPM, it is part of the destination, not, excuse me, the journey, not the destination. What do I mean by that? If you decided to go after that CAPM, that means that you are serious about project management. The next step after you get the experience is going to be the PMP. The PMP, to me, Again, other project managers may have other thoughts. This is platinum. This is where you're sitting in the platinum seats. And you don't want to be one of those PMP holders that you went to a 2 day boot camp and now you got your PMP and you've never done any studying and anything after that you've got it. Listen, we've all been guilty of getting a certification and getting lax. But then it comes to a point where when you get ready to make a decision to leave an organization and go to another job, they start asking you questions that you've taken for granted for. So I want you as new project managers that's coming into this, making this transition, or if you're existing project coordinators and you are creating your roadmap, and that's another thing, create your roadmap of where you want to go. Because if you don't have that roadmap to say, well, from project coordinator, I want to go to project management or a project manager, it's going to be a long road. So, and again, one of the things that I've also learned about this is that being in project management as a project manager is that you don't know when that project management opportunity may come up. I wish I could say, well, if you're a project coordinator for 5 years and now it could be you know 3 months, 6 months. Again, it's really up to the organization, and more than anything, it's up to you to be working on your skill set. So if an opportunity happens and they say, hey, could you fill in for this project manager, and you go in there and you do extremely well, and they're like, man, we may have to make a decision here. Yeah, I know that he's only been with the company for 6 months. I know she's only been in that role for 8 months or 3 months. But the way that they push that project along, I think we have to give them the project manager because we don't want to lose that talent and skill set. So what I don't want you to get caught up in, new project coordinator, is getting caught up in the time of how long will it take for me to be a project manager. I don't want you to get caught up in that. I want you to get caught up in, let me work on my skill set as far as some of the components: leadership, communication, sales. A lot of people are not going to tell you about sales. Sales are going to be key. Why is sales part of project management? You have to be persuasive. You have to find ways to get people to do things that's already inside of them and pull it out and help them acknowledge that. You have to be inspirational. Why do you say that? This is one of the reasons I'll take you to, and this leads me to the bonus. Find your lane in project management. Listen, I'm not the most technical aspect of being a project manager, meaning there's some project managers that are so technical that'll run circles around me. But what they can't do is connect with people the way that I do. This is why I wrote the book right behind us, The Magnetic Project Manager. The reason why I wrote that book is because you have to be magnetic. You have to understand, when you get to this project manager role, you in that project coordinator role, there is you don't have any direct reports. People don't. So how do you convince somebody to do something that they don't even report to you? Mm. So being able to have an impact. That's why I always say to you, family, if you are connecting with your stakeholders, learn more about them than the actual work, because that's going to take you further when you need a favor. Hey, Brian, I really need this favor. If you could, I know you said it's going to take a week, but I'm getting a lot of pressure from leadership and they really need this because they want to show it to the board. Could you meet me in the middle? You think you can get it to me by Wednesday instead of you getting it to me by Friday? See, this is negotiation. This is why that's another key aspect of things, that you have to have that skill set and develop that. So for me, you know, I'll take me into the bonus, and I apologize. I get excited about this, but the thing for me is finding your lane in project management. Don't be the jack of all trades. Like I said, I am not the best when it comes to the technical aspect of things. At first, I thought, man, I'm technical. I can put together this document. This I'm using BI, and and I'm like, no, but that's not me. My thing is connecting with the people. My thing is helping the people along, inspiring the people to move forward, and us actually getting the work done instead of having 13,000 artifacts that at the end of the day we don't know what the artifacts is really providing for us. My goal, my job is my gift is being able to get the project done. Period. While everyone else is procrastinating, I'm good at executing. That is my thing. If you want to know how to execute, call your boy. But what I'm saying to you, family, is that here's an actionable step about not being a jack. And this has been hard, family. This has been a journey to figure this out because I wanted to be everything, but I realized it was taking so much energy out of me of trying to be everything instead of being what I love, what I get fired up for. We're going 20 plus minutes on this video, and I normally don't do videos this long, but I can do this like this is because I'm operating in my gift. And it took a while. That's why I said you have to enjoy the journey instead of the destination. So create a document outlining your responsibilities versus the technical expert, and share it with your team and stakeholders so they know what they're getting. So if they're expecting a full detailed project schedule, you say, hey, I'm probably not going to be your guy. I'll put together a real nice project schedule, but it's not going to be on a level of a scheduler that if we had a scheduler on our team, but it still is going to get the job done, meaning we're going to get a appropriate outcome. And so I say all that to say this, family. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I kind of went deeper than I wanted to. If you want some coaching, like I said, at the day of the video, I'm gonna write the number down, how many subscribers I have. After that point, after that particular number, the group that we put together here to allow you just to ask questions directly to connect with me directly. This is going to be free of charge, but eventually we will have a paid group. So you want to get in for the free 99 right now before it actually turns into a group. I'm not trying to create a scarcity. I'm just being transparent with you, family, because my goal is to really help new project managers, I should say people that's transitioning into project management, people that are new to project management, and even our people that actually maybe have, you know, probably around my experience level. So I want to connect with all forms of project managers, and I want to create a group for us to learn different tactics. I want to learn from you, and I hope that you can learn from me. So again, family, I put the link in the actual top. I pinned that at the top of the comments. It's also in the page on the YouTube page, so you can check it out there. But again, you want to join this school. I'm telling you, when we take off and it starts going the way I see it in vision, you're gonna wish you would have been there and joined. So until next time, I go by the name of ED. I'm out.